Hello, this is Adam with DreamMade Productions. This video is made possible by the very kind donations of viewers like you. Thank you. If you are in a position to help this channel improve quality and grow, please visit my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below.
It is the 31st century, and mankind is once again at war. The battlefields of the future are dominated by huge robotic war machines known as battlemechs.
Hello, and welcome back to The Arsenal, a series where we look at the weapons, equipment, and technology of the BattleTech universe. This time, we look at a weapon that is something of an oddball. It can be found on a good number of mechs, yet it seems to get a lot of hate from the community. I can understand why. At first, I did not understand its value, yet as I played more, I came to understand its strengths and weaknesses. When used in its proper role, it can be a devastating weapon, despite its seemingly low damage. When deployed with little to no forethought, the weapon system is a liability, if not a game loser. Requested by Lexington 476, today we look at the lightest of the autocannons, the AC-2. The AC-2, or light autocannon, introduced in 2290. At the time, the light autocannon served as the longer-range version of the standard autocannon introduced 50 years prior in 2240. Over the course of the next 200 years, the heavier versions of the weapons would be introduced, with the heavy autocannon in 2443 and the super heavy autocannon in 2490. The name Autocannon 2, or even light autocannon, is something of a bad term. It gives the impression of referring to a specific weapon. In reality, what we call the AC-2 refers to a roughly grouped family of weapons rather than a specific piece of gear. So, what is a light autocannon? Basically, in the real world, the Bushmaster cannon comes to mind. But autocannons have a much longer history. Perhaps the biggest user of cannons have been aircraft. From the legends of the Second World War to today's Vulcan cannons, still useful on hyper-advanced modern airborne predators. The BattleTech autocannon fires a ballistic armor-piercing projectile with an explosive core. The projectile's size and makeup, along with the fire rate, varies between designs, but all have very similar ranges, capable of dealing comparative aggregate damage. Generally speaking, an AC-2 weighs about 6 tons, but is a relatively small weapon at only 1 critical in size, dealing 2 damage for 1 heat. However, the weapon's main strength is its remarkable range, maintaining its close-range accuracy out to 8. Its short range is just shy of many weapons' maximum range. Reaching out to a range of 24, it outclasses even long-range missiles. Even when the SLDF adapted the new standardized advanced equipment, short of pure artillery, not even their advanced weapons could fully match the little AC-2's range capabilities. The only real drawback is the weapon's sluggishness when trying to track a target at range 4 or lower. The AC-2 has its strengths, as all weapons do, but in my experience, the AC-2 is one of, if not the most trash-talked weapon in BattleTech. There seems to be no shortage of criticism. Most can be boiled down to 2 arguments. The weapon is too heavy, and it does not do enough damage. with a less common gripe of the minimum range. The weight perhaps is the most legitimate criticism of the AC-2. At 6 tons, it is a heavy weapon, but its unique capabilities can help justify its weight. While its damage is relatively low, the AC is a specialty weapon. Its raw destructive power is not really the point. Finally, its minimum range does prove to be an often exploited liability, but is far less of one than its LRM contemporary. By far, the biggest mistake I see people make is using their AC-2 on an inappropriate target. The AC-2 is very good at its job, but just as terrible when used in a role it is not designed for. All too often, it seems people include AC-2s on the lighter mechs in their heavier lances. I think it is mostly because the AC-2's weight really keeps it from being mounted to small, fast-moving units. This leads to the weapon being used against heavier targets. This is backward. The AC-2's best usage is to pick off lightly armored, difficult-to-hit targets. Airborne targets like VTOLs, hovercrafts, as well as light mechs should be primary target. 2 damage on a grasshopper will not normally help you much. 2 damage on a locust, stinger, jenner, or javelin, while not fatal, is noticeable. Further, most of these targets do not carry weapons that will be able to respond in the AC-2's medium effective range. For something of an extreme example, take the LCT-1M. The Autocannon 2 can easily punch through its armor while outranging its LRMs. Today, I enjoy throwing down my blackjack, an almost perfect light autocannon platform. Its AC-2s can pick off the bugs and flies if they stay away, but its quad medium lasers outclass the light units. Add to that its ability to flip arms. Yes, the BJ-1 is a master of the shoot and scoot. Sorry, my inner 14-year-old came out there. Like many, I started off disliking the AC-2, but over the years I started to understand its brilliance. My only real gripe with the AC-2 is not so much a criticism of the AC-2, but of autocannons in general. And this kinda dates back to a misunderstanding of mine from the early days. Back in the day, I did not know the autocannon was a rapid-fire weapon. For some time, I believed an autocannon was similar to a modern tank gun, firing a large, single projectile striking the target. I thought the auto part of autocannon was the weapon did not require a loader, that the loading process itself was automatic, unlike the M1A1, which requires a person to reload the main gun. This view seemed to be backed up by the rules. Autocannons do not roll on the cluster table, and being ballistic, have limited effect on infantry. My gripe is based around this. If the weapon burst fires, why are they not more effective against infantry? In my opinion, autocannons should be almost as effective against infantry as the machine gun or the flamer, particularly the AC-2 and AC-5. You would think hosing down an area with explosive rounds seems like it would do more damage than it does, but I'm kind of nitpicking. The AC-2 has one more advantage I've not really touched on. In the years following the clan invasion, scientists developed different types of ammunition for the aging autocannons, and the AC-2 is capable of using these special munitions that greatly increase the capability and versatility of autocannons in general. But that is a topic for a later time. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on the AC-2 Lexington 476. Thank you for your suggestion and support. I would love to hear what all of you have to say about the light autocannon. Also, leave a comment below with any weapons or equipment you would like me to cover. And as always, I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come. Hello, this is Adam with Dream Made Productions. Thank you for watching my content. It really means a lot that you have given me the chance to entertain you. If you would like to support the channel, please visit my Patreon at patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below. Also below is a link for PayPal, or links if you would like to send crypto, if that's more your thing. Please know any amount that you give will be cherished and used to upgrade equipment and improve the channel. You can also help the channel by subscribing, turning on notifications, liking, commenting, and sharing my channel with anyone you think might be interested. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come.